Loom Fiddleheads. Welcome to station AOAS. I'm Heather. In another life, I was a high school English teacher and administrator. So I am very much loving being a part of the Omniverse and all of the funness that comes with that. I usually host the Shared Treasure Hunt and Omnopoly video shorts that you may have seen, but today is my debut into the big leagues with my first ever Omnicast. So as always, we'll begin by going back and taking a look at this date in history. In 787, the Second Council of Nicaea opens in Asia Minor, present-day Iznik, Turkey. Ooh. In 1853, the first round-the-world trip by yacht was undertaken by Cornelius Vanderbilt. Around the world, I'd love to get on a yacht for just a few days. In 1930, Noel Coward's play, Private Lives, premieres in London. I wonder what that's about. In 1952, American fast food chain KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, opens its first franchise in Salt Lake City. What did they do before KFC opened? What happened to those people in 1951? I love KFC. In 1955, the Pan Element Fusion Inclusivity Group announces its existence at the Ocademy. Members of the opposing perennial Sterling clique express outrage, calling for the expulsion of all students associated with the new group. In 1957, Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock single is released by Elvis Presley, later becoming the Billboard's Song of the Year. Jailhouse Rock. Love that song. My daughter actually did a dance to that song, her choreography last year. In 1968, 60 Minutes premieres on CBS TV. Who doesn't love a good 60 Minutes episode? Am I right? And in 1991, rock band Nirvana releases their second studio album, Nevermind. Our script supervisor's life took on a new meaning that day. In today's financial news, analysts say one of the best ways not to go broke is to stay out of jail. Just because you're behind bars doesn't mean the bills stop coming. Savvy criminals have long known this and advocate for planning ahead for family expenses when considering illegal behavior. As they say, don't do time and you'll save a dime. Have you heard of Omnopoly? Omnopoly is the new read books, win prizes that's taking Omniverse by storm. I've just started playing, and let me tell you, I very much enjoy playing Omnopoly. It is a great way to make sure that I'm really understanding what I'm reading. It makes me think more about the story, and it like kind of brings out my imagination more as I'm thinking about the characters and maybe what foreshadowing some of these questions may be talking about, what's going to happen. I make lots of predictions while reading these books. It's a very, very fun thing to do. I also play Omnopoly with my daughter. It makes reading more fun for her as well. She really enjoys it. And when she gets a question right, it builds her confidence. So the educator in me loves Omnopoly as well because it helps with reading comprehension and it builds confidence. So if you're not playing Omnopoly, you should be. Okay. In tandem with the Omnopoly games are the budding series of comic coloring companions designed for use while reading the latest Omni tale. Far more than just coloring pages. I can assure you I got to preview it. The activity books include puzzles, games, riddles, and more, all themed to go with specific book chapters. Between Omnopoly, the comic coloring companions, and the patron-only audio narrations, my little one is becoming fully steeped in Omni lore and loving every minute of it. She actually is picking up on some things that I didn't even pick up on. You know, if you get the opportunity, it's really interesting to find books that you can read with your kids. Omnopoly, the Omniverse is a little bit old for my daughter. She's 7, but she's having a blast with it. We're learning a lot. And it's also really good mommy-daughter time. It's good bonding time. And it's very fun to watch the way her brain works. So if you have the opportunity to make this a family event, I highly recommend it. And now for today's Straight from the Art segment, I'll read an excerpt from Seasons of Verse, the second in the Omni anthology series, Mabon by Kimberly Thomas Morris. The brilliant colors of summer's flowers are taking their last bow as autumn's leaves, with their rich, earthy jewel tones, begin to take center stage. Hay bales are beginning to dot the fields. The sun's light takes on a softer tone, illuminating the landscape with a glowing halo. In the distance, the song of wild geese can be heard as they prepare for their annual trek south to gentler climes. Blessed, ma bonne, dear ones. If you'd like more from this elemental compendium, visit the link below and find it on Amazon. Today's news report is brought to you by the Ocademy Nook Gnomes, who create the imaginative menus served on campus, and who will be featured in the series of mixed media art minis by Sandy Thompson of Sandy Art Mystical Creations. So that's by Sandy Thompson of Sandy Art Mystical Creations. For those sitting on the edge of their seat in anticipation of the word of the week, which you can find on this channel, today's featured word is Lieberman, the Natrium word for book. In event news, a few things have been scrambled due to health stuff, which means there's a very good chance of you getting a seat at an event you may have thought was sold out. Seats have been added for October 15th, Nightmare Before Christmas. That sounds fantastic. I wish I lived closer and could attend that myself. I love that movie. So does my daughter. With Carolers High Tea, and a few events are now opening up for reservations as well. Visit the Tea Travelers Festivities page for updates. And finally, here's some tomfoolery you can look forward to in the upcoming week. International Rabbit Day, Cherry's Jubilee Day, National Hunting and Fishing Day, National Comic Book Day. That sounds like a fun one. Rosh Hashanah, Johnny Appleseed Day, Crush a Can Day, Ask a Stupid Question Day, one of my favorite days, Good Neighbor Day, National Public Lands Day, Confucius Day, and National Mud Pack Day. That sounds interesting. Well, that concludes today's Omnicast. For station AOAS, I'm Heather. Happy autumn, everyone, and Charisse Son.